Hi, and welcome to our next tutorial for Photo Story. In this particular tutorial, I'm going to show you how to narrate your pictures and customize your motions, which basically means adding transitions and movement within your slideshow itself. So in order to get to this point, we've imported our pictures already, we've edited our slides, we've added text where we wanted to, and now we're ready to add sound, more importantly our voiceover, to our slideshow so we can narrate it. And so you'll notice that over on the right side, next to our screenshot of our slide, we have our recording station set up. And so one thing that Photo Story provides is this little notes area. So if you want to type in little notes to help you remember what you need to say for each slide, you can do that. Some people have just a Word document open and they read off of that. Whatever works better for you is totally up to you, but Photo Story at least gives you that option. Another thing to keep in mind, obviously we have our big recording button that we'll press when we're ready to start recording. We have our stop button, but we also have our delete narration button. So when you record your narration, it's not set in stone. If you fumble over your words or you're not happy with how it turns out, you can delete it after you do it. So it's a no worry kind of process. You're also able to preview your narration with your slide transitions and everything after you complete it, so you can kind of get an idea what the finished product is going to look like. So to show you how the narration process works, we simply hit the record button. And so as you record your narration, like it's recording my voice right now, you can read off of that notes or your script or whatever it is that you need to say, and you can simply click the next picture button and move on to the next slide and keep reading. And so you don't have to stop and start for every slide. You can just keep doing it in one fluid motion, one process. The nice thing about Photo Story is that it will keep track of the narration for that particular slide. So you don't have to go back and manually align your narration to make sure that what you're saying goes with the correct slide. Photo Story does that for you. And so when you've completed your narration, you simply hit the stop button, and then you can choose preview to see how it looks with your narration on top of it. And if you're not happy with it, you can delete your narration and start over again. You can record as many narrations as you need to. Another thing to notice is that down along the bottom in your film strip, it will let you know basically what slides you have narrated and which ones you haven't. So that helps you keep track of it throughout your process of creating your photo story. Another thing we can do within this screen is customize our motion or work with our transitions for our slideshow. And so if you simply click the Customize Motion button underneath the photo, this allows you to basically manipulate the start and stop or end position of your photo. So let's say I want to create emphasis on a photo, and so I'll simply check specify start and end position of motion. So let's say I really want to put emphasis on the Washington Monument. So as the photo reveals itself, I want it to slowly put more emphasis on it. So we can do that by allowing that end position to be that particular point on the photo. We can also set the duration of the picture display. So if you want to allow Photo Story to set that duration automatically, you can, or if you want it to have a certain amount of time that it's on display, you can do that as well. Also notice down at the bottom you have your toggle and preview options. So we can click to the next picture and it asks us if we want to save our changes before we move on to the next picture. And so if you're happy with it, obviously save. And so you don't have to, close this box and move on to the next picture and go back and forth. You can do it all within this Customize Motion box. And you can also preview your Photo Story slideshow as you're making these changes to see what the end product is going to look like. So we have our motion and duration, and then we also have a transition tab up at the top. And so this just gives us some more room for creativity for how we want to transition into our photos. And so you have lots of different options to pick from. And so when you do choose an option, so let's say we want to do our star wipe here for Captain America, it gives you that that basic idea of what the transition is, but you can also preview it to see what it will look like within your photo story. So you can save your transitions if you like them, or you can reset and eventually close the customized motion box if need be. So we'll go ahead and discard our changes. So that's how you narrate your pictures and customize motion and transitions within your photo story slideshow.